Thanks for joining us here on Behind the Spotlight. I'm Crystle Lampitt, and I've got a band that's really just for all you 90s kids out there. If you loved Soul Asylum, Green Day, you're going to love Deco Auto. Thank you guys so much for being here. And we're going to kick it off with...
One of a Million. This is the first song on our most recent CD.
Fantastic. One of a Million by Deco Auto. Take it away.
Of a million kind. Via, special but for real, and I know there could be a million more like me. A million more like you. For reason burning, love together. Couldn't live without this hurt. With everyone so different, everywhere you'll find.
That was One of a Million by Deco Auto. So I want to know who wrote One of a Million? What's it about?
That'd be me?
Yeah.
The song is, like the first lines of the song, feels special, but for real, I could be, or there could be a million more like me. It's about like, you know, humility and failure and being humble about your failure or just being a failure.
Yeah. We were just talking about it the other day. One of a Million was a song before we were even a band. Steve said, come over to my house and we'll play guitar and stuff. And I'd come over and we'd play music and he'd make like homemade nachos and salsa, and it was a pretty good deal. I was like, definitely, let's start
So if I come over and play music with you, I get homemade nachos.
Yeah,
and that's how Deco Auto formed.
The nachos is just the start. For dessert, Tracy makes a killer tofu chocolate pie.
Is that for real?
Yeah,
you really make that?
Yeah.
Tofu chocolate.
So it's healthy.
Pie.
It's healthy. But there's also alcohol in it, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, that helps. Always. So tell us just quickly about the name Deco Auto, who came up with it, and what does it mean?
the idea was just to have like a name that, I don't know, sounded like what we sound like. You know, when you think of a Deco Auto, you think of like one of those sleek cars from the 1920s or 30s, you know, and that's us. We motor along. We have clean lines. We're vintage.
I was gonna say, like, there's just a touch of vintage, because when I listen to your music, I do have a small sense of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like it's 90s.
Right.
You know, just kind of.
And we ourselves are also vintage.
Yeah.
Some more
You're
vintage
so
than
vintage.
others.
Yeah. All right, we'll have more with Deco Auto coming up after this. Don't go away. No, vintage. Welcome back. We're here with Deco Auto, and I'm sort of understanding that you were in Colorado. Tracy, you were in what, Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And when did you join the band?
I joined, what, 3-4 years ago?
And are you Kansas City native then?
I'm from Wichita originally,
Wichita.
but I've been in Kansas City long enough that it doesn't really count.
Feels like, yeah.
Yeah.
So what brought you all together then?
Kind of like what Tracy was saying. Tracy and I knew each other. We were buddies, and we would, you know, we knew lots of people who played music, and we would get together for parties and eat and cook and eat, and then music sort of came. Like,
I love that you were actually getting together for the food. This sounds like my life.
Yeah.
And then music sort of grew out of that. I mean, did you intend for that to happen, or was it literally like, well, we just hung out a lot and ate, and then we were like, also, we play instruments?
Pretty much.
yeah. It was hard getting up off the couch, but you know.
Story.
Yeah.
And Pat did recording for us. Right?
Yeah, originally they had a different drummer, and I've got a studio, and they recorded. Actually, we recorded everything in my house, but when Michelle left the band, Tracy said,
drummer,
"Hey, you know any drummers?" And I said, "Well,
I'm
in all these bands, and I haven't played in 2 months, so yeah, let's do this."
Yeah.
Which was amazing for us, because we've known Pat's music for a long time, because he's in the Rainmakers, and the Rainmakers are just, you know, I was going to see the Rainmakers concerts when I was in high school. Sorry, I didn't mean to say.
So, right.
It's that vintage bit.
Right.
But that's so amazing. So did that kind of inspire you too in your sound?
Absolutely.
I mean, you were a fan.
Yeah.
How cool is it to be working with each other now?
That is really, truly awesome. I mean, like, I think I first saw the Rainmakers play an arena show in 1987. And who were you opening for back then in '87?
Kansas?
Opening for Kansas. So he is really humble about his stuff, but then when you ask him, so what are you up to, Pat? Going to Norway, playing with Alice Cooper and Billy Idol, no biggie.
Oh, no big deal. That's amazing. So how do you balance it all? I mean, you must have, you know, you've got so many other responsibilities.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of bands, but you know, I
just make the rounds.
I don't work. So,
well, it's full time. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. It's just, you know, it's freelancing. You know, you just cobble a bunch of things together till it works.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Like just kind of make the rounds. But you guys have day jobs.
Yes, I'm a 5th grade teacher.
That is awesome. Where do you teach at?
I teach at Our Lady of Hope Catholic School in Westport. Represent OLH.
Hey.
So that keeps me, you know, very busy. But I'm on summer break right now, so.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
I deserve it.
Couple of
I don't know if I deserve it, but I enjoy it.
You appreciate it, and you horticulture.
Yeah. I work for Powell Gardens, and I work at the Kaufman Memorial Garden.
I love Powell Gardens.
Yep.
But she also writes like.
Oh yeah, I write
gardening
little articles for
advice
the
column.
Kansas City Gardener. So yeah, sometimes. So that little free magazine that you pick up at the grocery store and stuff. So I'll write little articles in there.
Have you always had a green thumb?
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Yeah. Yes. Is this the correct answer? Is this
if
Jeopardy?
I'm telling the truth or not? But yes.
What made you interested in?
Oh, just gardening with the family and everything.
I was thinking,
Nothing too exciting.
Did you grow up on a farm? You know, I was kind of wondering. Like,
so I was just a city girl, and I like to eat. So
everything keeps coming
plants are
back to food.
Back to food,
tell us about the test kitchen going on here. What are you guys working on now?
Okay. See, actually, we thought that we were only coming here for a cooking show. We didn't know we were supposed to be playing music.
Right.
So.
It's convenient that you brought all of your equipment.
Yeah, apologize for being unprepared. But, you know, roasted jalapeno salsa, that's like my main thing, you know.
That's your jam.
Yeah, the fresh jalapenos, the fresh tomatoes. Summertime, the tomatoes get sweet, balances out the heat from the jalapenos. Oh, come on.
Are you an heirloom tomato guy? Do you grow them yourself?
I don't grow them. You know, I should, but Tracy grows tomatillos.
Yeah, I just planted the seeds yesterday.
Yeah, and she brought over like last year, just all huge bunch of tomatillos. She's like, here, do something with this, and I was like, yes.
You're like, yay!
Yes.
Yeah, I planted purple ones this year. So
oh, those are so good.
Well, I see a theme here, you know, because obviously music brings people together, food brings people together.
Yes.
So is it just, you know, I guess what's your passion in life? Where do you want to go, you know, 5 years from now? Where do you kind of see yourselves as a band, as individuals?
Geez, I don't know. I mean, like.
You're like, no one's ever asked me that before. I got to figure out my life.
It's kind of funny. There's nothing wrong with treading water.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Okay.
You know, just
if you're happy doing what you're doing, then there's
just
you
do
know,
that.
that's just fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And you feel that you guys have found the thing that makes you happy. Because I think this is the challenge, is that a lot of people don't know what makes them happy. So they're kind of figuring it out. There's a lot of uncertainty. Yeah. But if you're in a good place, you're like, I'm pretty cool hanging here.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, like, not everybody can be an astronaut, you know.
Unfortunately.
And so it's kind of funny that a lot of people are like, oh, just do whatever you love, do whatever you love. And you're like, well, you got to pay the bills too. So pay the bills, then do what you love, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
very practical advice.
Yeah. I mean, like, if it was just like, oh, I'm just going to do music all the time, well, that kind of dignity takes a lot of money. I don't have that kind of money, so, but that would be cool.
Yeah. Pat, I mean, what do you think? You've been doing music full time for
a long time.
Yeah. How did that work out for you?
Well, great.
I mean, obviously,
you know,
really how did you get there?
Got to do a lot of really cool things, you know, and we were on a major label. At this point, we've got 10 albums out or something like that, 3 of them international. And, you know, we did the whole, you know, rock star thing, touring all the time, a lot of European and other tours and things. And, you know, it's just not all it's cracked up to be. It's great in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of downsides to it. You know, I was gone about 180 nights a year for 5 years. Yeah. And makes it hard to sustain relationships.
Of course.
You know, we were just below the point where you actually make money at it, you know. So, yeah, I mean, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with playing local gigs with people you like, with songs you like.
And having that sort of be your outlet.
That's cool, you know.
Yeah. Sounds like it, yeah. Okay, so I want to get to your 4 favorites before we run out of time. I'm going to go down the line. Favorite book?
Okay, I'm a 5th grade teacher, so if I don't say Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I don't know what I'm, you know.
Has that movie come out? Did you
There's
see
been
the
like
movie?
6 of those movies come out.
Have you
actually read it? Or is it just your favorite book? Because
I've read it sort of. I mean, but like, actually, I'm more of a science fiction guy.
You like sci-fi?
Yeah, I'm really into science fiction.
Stephen
and I used to love Stephen King, but John Christopher, the Tripod series, and honestly, I read a lot of comic books. So,
you're a Comic-Con guy.
Yeah, I'm a Comic-Con guy. So.
Tracy, what about you?
I can't pick a favorite book, but I have a favorite author, science fiction-y, Kurt Vonnegut. Anything by Kurt Vonnegut.
Nice.
I'll read it 100 times in a row.
Dark. Yeah. How about you?
You know, I've got, you talk about music or books, I mean, there's just hundreds of favorites. So, I don't know. I'll say the Lord of the Rings trilogy because I've read it like 6 times.
Yeah. Well, that makes that's a good way to weed out. You know, well, what do I watch or what do I listen to all the time or read all the time? Favorite movie?
Star Wars.
Star Wars?
Star Wars, the original, not the special edition.
Okay.
Star Wars.
You're old school.
Yeah.
All right. How about?
Anything by John Waters.
Nice.
Anything.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Movie, Pat?
I'm just coming up blank.
You like Cry Baby? I was asking you. Cry Baby?
I love it.
Yeah, such a good movie.
The most recent movie I thought I really liked a lot, I wouldn't say it's probably my favorite, but the only one I can think of at the moment is called Headhunters. It's a thriller written by Jo Nesbø, a Norwegian author. I have a lot of Norwegian friends.
Where did you watch this?
So it's murder
out?
mystery kind of stuff.
Oh.
In this case, it's a thriller. It's about a guy that people are trying to kill.
Sounds intense.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was it called again?
That's called Headhunters.
Headhunters. All right, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, really quickly, artist, favorite artist, if you had to pick one. Music artist.
Oh, music artist.
Music artist,
Okay.
yeah, hold up. Yeah, let me clarify.
Okay, Elvis.
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 Tracy.
I love Elvis.
He's Elvis.
Hi, Mom. Love Elvis.
If you say Elvis, I'll say Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry.
Check's go.
XTC, English band from the 80s to the.
Oh,
Nobody
great.
knows them. Nobody's heard
You're
them.
making me feel
I like obscure
so not
stuff.
cultured right now.
We toured last year and we listened to XTC all the way to Chicago and all the way back. and
Well,
it
who do
was
they sound like? Like, who can I?
The Beatles, sort of.
A little
okay.
bit.
Well, then-
My piano
I'm
teacher
down.
told me that XTC took the harmony ideas of the Beatles and developed them to the ultimate extent. You could say something like that. They're very English.
Okay, well then I want to
very
check that
English.
out then for sure.
Beautiful
And then
music.
last but not least, your favorite story as a band, experience, something cool that's happened, something crazy that's happened. I mean, you've got some stories. I know you got some stories.
In this band or in a different band?
In this band.
Oh, okay, in this
band.
band. Okay. In this band. Let's see. All right, so I'll go with going to Chicago. We played a festival out there called the International Pop Overthrow. And then later on that night, we had a second show. And it was a show at a place called Moe's Tavern. It was supposed to be like Moe's from The Simpsons. And
Nice.
No, not nice.
You would think it started out nice.
So how did this develop?
The part I liked about
Yeah.
that night was the other band we played with was from Canada, and Chicago's hockey team were in the playoffs. So like the Canadians were really excited, and the show couldn't start until the hockey game was over.
Right. And then by the time the hockey game got over, everybody left.
Things got
And
dark.
so we played to the owner and his dog.
Oh no!
At like 1:30 in the morning.
And
you
the
know?
dog was supposed to be like Santa's little helper on The Simpsons, but the dog
Was it?
No.
Was it? Because Santa's Little Helper's a greyhound, I think.
It was,
So, oh,
but-
okay.
I felt bad for that dog.
Yeah.
They tried. So how was Moe's? It wasn't.
No.
It didn't live up to.
Don't go to Moe's. Don't
Don't go to Moe's in Chicago. I wonder if they're still around. How long ago was it?
It's been around a long time. It's
been
more of a
around.
blues bar, though. It wasn't a terribly good fit.
Yeah.
Not a great.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a
Love
bummer.
Chicago. Love Chicago. The food.
Chicago was awesome.
Deep dish
Oh,
pizza.
yeah. I
the-
kind of think you just love
the
food.
hot dogs.
I feel like we should have
Oh
kept
my
this whole
God.
interview
I
about
feel
it.
like we did eat a lot.
We ate a lot.
All right, we'll be right back with more Deco Auto after this. Don't go anywhere, guys. Favorite food? I should have had that as one of your questions. Can you guys?
Couldn't live without this hurt.
Welcome back to Behind the Spotlight. We've got one more song for you from Deco Auto, but first I want you to tell me all about your latest album, which I'm holding here in my hand.
Well, if you notice right there, right where your fingers are, that's Tracy's foot. And right where your other fingers are, those are my glasses on the ground there. Right before she
happened here?
smashed them into 1,000 million pieces.
And that's the curse?
That's the curse.
That's the curse of Deco Auto.
We can't keep glasses.
And where can people find?
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.com, yes,
All right.
absolutely.
Check them out. And we've got one more song, and it is called The Mercy Kind by Deco Auto.
Thank you.
So clear to you, I know not what I do. So clear to see, mistakes are made by me, but I lose faith by saving face and fall from your good grace on my knees. I know it's a mess, a failure, so I guess. And if that was it, it's more than I'll admit, but I lose faith by saving face and fall from your good grace on my knees. Turning where I can't unwind, I end up falling far behind. to waste your precious time, to waste your precious time, and wound the mercy kind. Good grace.